Well, everyone loves the videos of servicemen and women returning home to be greeted by their dog. Didn't happen for a soldier from Washington. He got home from Afghanistan to find that his dog was gone. Brandon Harker says he asked a friend to watch his dog Oakley while he was deployed for 8 months. But when he tried to pick the dog up, the friend told him he gave the dog away. Harker found out through others that he reached out to on social media that they'd seen the dog put up for sale on Craigslist. He's now calling local veterinarians and shelters in the hopes of finding Oakley.
Ran up with his whole body shaking and then put his head down to sniff you. He thought he was a lap dog and he'd crawl up on the couch and try to fit on your lap.
Good news, Oakley's microchipped and registered, but the bad news, Harker hasn't had any luck finding him so far. He posted his search info on Craigslist. He got a lot of sympathy, but still no Oakley. A funeral service will be held tomorrow for a Kalamazoo County mother and infant child killed in a double murder-suicide. Lisa Herrera Gleason was a speech pathologist at Lakeview School in Calhoun County. The 39-year-old and her 17-month-old son are thought to have been killed by her husband, 41-year-old Patrick Gleason, before he killed himself. Kalamazoo public safety officers responded to the Gleasons' home in the 900 block of Miller Road Monday evening after family members reported they hadn't seen any of them in several days. All were found dead inside that house.
I know, I need to know because I was like, Bing sounds so familiar, but I couldn't think of what songs I knew Wings from.
Exactly.
Junior's Farm.
Junior's
Hi,
Farm.
hi. Helen Wheels.
Are you a big Wings fan?
Yeah, Wings is great. Anything with Paul McCartney.
Wait, Paul McCartney. I won't say it.
Oh.
Meanwhile, a family is still waiting for their closure after their daughter went missing from Pierre Marquette Park in Muskegon County. 15-year-old Rochelle Jenkins disappeared Friday night after police say she wandered off about 100 yards from the shoreline and into Lake Michigan. Jenkins was with her family at the time, including her sister, who was found safe. But according to police, crews had to call off the search for Rochelle when the water got too rough because of Friday's storms. The girl's father says with the rough tide, it was hard to keep an eye on her.
But we out here just having a good time at the beach swimming, and all of a sudden I look back and the wave is pulling them so far out that can't nobody get to them.
Mr. Jenkins says he hopes steps can be taken in the future to help keep swimmers safe in the water there. 2 men in Muskegon County are facing charges related to child pornography, and we want to warn you these cases are disturbing. The first suspect, Chris Borowitz, is facing 2 counts of distributing child abusive material and 2 counts of using a computer to commit a crime. Prosecutors say several images showing men having sex with infants and toddlers were on his computer and that he was trading footage online. The case against Borowitz stems from an investigation in 2011 that involved the Whitehall Police and Homeland Security. He was just charged this week after he returned to Muskegon County following a move to Massachusetts. Then there's 59-year-old Robert Wingett, who worked at a strip club in Muskegon Heights. Prosecutors say an employee at that club called police after finding an email on an office computer that showed child porn involving an adult male and a boy under the age of 10. The tip led to the search of Wingett's home computer at the Arlington Estates Mobile Home Park. It was there that police found dozens of sexually abusive images. Both of these men are now in jail. Well, good morning, guys. You can't talk about golf without the Ricky Fowler hat, and you can't have Ricky Fowler without Hunter Mahan with the ping hat. You got to turn it around, you know, to be like Hunter Mahan there. Yeah. There we go. We're talking golf, of course, this morning. Now, I want to bring this up because I asked you about this many years ago. Now, what is the difference between these 2 tailor-made burner super fast? There's one is a 3-wood, one's a 5-wood. What's our difference here?
Yeah, this is an authentic tailor-made burner 2.0 3-wood, and this is a counterfeit. This is a club that we bought off of a pilot that was over in Beijing or something, and he bought it from some market for 20, 30 bucks. It was super cheap, and it's not a real tailor-made.
And if you look at it, I mean, the similarities are pretty doggone close. And you find people coming in all the time to trade things in that they bought on eBay, and they say, I hate this blank club because it doesn't work.
Yes, yep. It's not built for performance. It's just built for look. So they look very similar. That club doesn't perform at all. This club's fantastic.
Does it shock you that it still happens or that people still fall for it because they see a deal?
Yeah, I mean, if it's too good to be true, it is. And when the price is that crazy, you know, this club has never really sold for under $100, and the guy's buying it for almost nothing.
Okay, I can't handle wearing the hat anymore. I have to take the hat off. We have to go shark style here, but let's pan over, Troy. Do people still buy the Greg Norman hat?
Oh, a ton.
Let's pan over the fashion. We were laughing about these hats, but people buy them. You can't keep them in stock sometimes, right?
Hey, Tim.
Good morning again, Mike and Sarah. Take a look over my shoulder. You look down the channel, it's getting a little dark out over the big lake, and the breeze has definitely picked up. As you can see, I threw the jacket back on. Wish I would have packed a sweater, but hey, it's Michigan in July. Who would have thought we needed one of those today? People are still going to come out to the Coast Guard Festival, even if it's a little chilly, because they want to see the ships. They come in on Monday. There are 2 American Coast Guard cutters and 1 coming in from the Canadian side. You'll be able to take a tour of those ships when they get here. The Auxiliary Memorial for Coast Guard men and women is held at 11 o'clock on Friday. Then the National Coast Guard Memorial Service here at Escanaba Park on Friday. Those are some of the big events, but they've also got live music. They've got a kids carnival tomorrow. They've got a kids parade tomorrow. They've got pancake breakfast, free hot dog lunches. It's really the place to be if you are anywhere near the lakeshore, and even if you're not, you got to come on down. More than 300,000 people come out here every year, but there's plenty of room. It's spread out. There's plenty to see. When we come back in our 8 o'clock hour in just a bit, we'll tell you some more specifics on the events you want to check out, what this event does for Grand Haven, and what Grand Haven does for this event. It started out as a picnic, guys, in 1924. The Coast Guard Festival itself started in 1937, so it is going strong after all these years. Authorities in Ann Arbor are still trying to find the person who killed a U of M student who is originally from West Michigan earlier this week. Paul DeWolf was found inside a fraternity house, killed by a gunshot. Police say the 25-year-old is working at the VA hospital but didn't show up for work that day. They sent someone to check on him, and that's when he was found dead. The University of Michigan Medical School released a quote saying, "We mourn the passing of a promising and aspiring surgeon who connected quickly with patients." DeWolf was from Schoolcraft and served in the Air Force as a second lieutenant.